Top 10 Fantastic Killer Cult-Based Horror Movies of All Time. While traditional horror movies with monsters, ghosts, and demons scare the wits out of people, movies portraying the occult are even scarier. Besides the spin of psychological horror that most of them incorporate, they show us that even regular people are capable of violence and sinister activities, making it all the more frightening. It's okay to have one person mentally deluded into thinking that their divinely dictated actions are alright. But having an entire group of such people willing to inflict violence in the name of a higher power is terrifying. There have been plenty of films over the years that exploit viewers' fear of this religious-minded mob mentality. While some incorporate action, others go with the typical supernatural trope. This video will showcase some of the best cult-based movies of all time that you must watch.
Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
Eyes Wide Shut, 1999. The film initially portrays early 20th century Vienna and then shifts to New York City in the 1990s. Dr. Bill Harford is shocked to learn that his wife Alice was contemplating having an affair the previous year. He then commences a night-long adventure of sexual escapades, including a massive disguised orgy infiltration in a secret society. This erotic thriller is based on Traum Novelle, the 1926 novella by Arthur Schnitzler. It gives viewers a glance into a man's fairly conventional sexual subconscious. The then-married couple, Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, blew the audience away with their incredible performances. The plot is tense, and the issues surrounding the film aren't explicitly displayed to viewers. Instead, they are subtly implied through the actors' remarkable delivery of dialogue. It is a commentary on the significance of sexuality in a marriage with a unique cult-based twist. The protagonist's sexual endeavors are invoked through an occult perspective. This gives the film an eerie, ominous vibe, which makes viewers shudder while watching, but are still left wanting more. Kill List, 2011. A British soldier returns home from Kiev to join an old friend to work as contract killers. During a complicated assignment, he begins spiraling out of control on the job. His troubled past begins to resurface on the one hand, and the menacing employers raise the stakes on the other. What lies ahead for the duo? Ben Wheatley directed this British psychological horror crime film. It's an underrated gem that makes viewers undergo all sorts of emotions like horror, shock, surprise, and more. With its thrilling storyline, it conveys a series of subtle hints throughout that foreshadows its bizarre ending and portrays phenomenal acting. Although the movie might appear a cheap rendition of British social realism at first, viewers will be pleasantly surprised by its intelligent direction and shocking twists. To put the cherry on top, Ben Wheatley's incorporation of the occult left a powerful impact on viewers, making it a must-watch with strong potential to become a cult classic.
You know I wouldn't let anyone... Oh. Rose! 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 Help me! Oh, Rose, baby. Somebody help me!
Rosemary's Baby, 1968. Young married couple Rosemary and Guy Woodhouse move into an old apartment named Bramford in New York City to settle down and start a family. They are soon befriended by an elderly couple next door who appears to be extremely peculiar. After a night of having frightening dreams, Rosemary learns that she is with child. As her pregnancy progresses, she begins to suspect people around her having ominous intentions towards her unborn child, which results in her having a psychotic break. Are her suspicions true, or is she merely paranoid? This cult classic, directed by Roman Polanski, deals with themes of paranoia, women's liberation, Catholicism, and of course, the occult. It portrays psychological horror at its best, with Mia Farrow delivering the best performance of her life. Its direction maintains the perfectly fishy tone and mood throughout the film, and every character fulfilling their role to complement this vibe. The lighting and cinematography after its first half also convey an eerie feeling. What viewers appreciated most is that the occult was presented subtly and in an ambiguous manner, leaving the film's ending open to interpretation. If you think a horror film requires jump scares, serial killers, and gore, then watching Rosemary's Baby will undoubtedly change your mind. House of the Devil, 2009. Set in 1983, this film focuses on Samantha Hughes, a financially struggling college student who takes a strange babysitting job. Due to a full lunar eclipse that coincides with the day of the job, she realizes that her clients are harboring a horrifying secret that might put her life in great danger. Director Ty West combines slasher elements, a haunted house trope, and the occult in this film while giving it an 80s satanic panic twist. It pays homage to horror films of the 70s and 80s by recreating the styles they incorporated, such as camera techniques and special effects. It's a slow burn that requires patience from viewers while it builds up, but has likable characters to keep you engaged. Ty West's great camera work also helps in building up the suspense until it reaches a decent resolution. If not for the frightening occult storyline, viewers must watch this film for its remarkable proficiency to scare them through a nail-biting narrative.
You do not want to go this way.
Let's go, Kira. We're leaving right now. Calm down. No, we are leaving now.
You ruined it. You ruined it.
The Invitation, 2015. Will takes his new girlfriend to a dinner party thrown by his ex-wife Eden and her new husband. Several things in the house cause him to relive his trauma of losing their son, when suddenly all their friends begin to notice the new eerie personality that Eden has adopted. Will begins to suspect Eden, her new friends, and husband have a sinister agenda towards the rest of the group. Should Will trust his instincts? Director Karen Kusama takes her time to build up the suspense by using ominous shots and reverberating background music that evokes a sense of unease. The build leaves the audience paranoid, and the variation in characters complements the heavy atmosphere. Logan Marshall Green and Tammy Blanchard blow viewers away with their dynamic characteristic performances. Keeps you guessing and speculating until the nerve-wracking climax, where the twist in the last scene is the cherry on top of a wholehearted psychological thriller. The occult aspect is implicitly ingrained throughout the film that viewers immediately recognize it when they see it. Lord of Illusions, 1995. New York private investigator Harry D'Amour encounters a cult that is awaiting the resurrection of their leader, Nix. Nix was killed by his trainee Swan several years ago. Swan's wife Dorothy has hired Detective D'Amour to protect her husband from Nix's cult members. What they're unaware of are the lengths that Swan's own magic tricks can go to. Horror veteran Clive Barker showcases a terrifying glimpse into another world where few have traveled in this cult-based supernatural horror film. It's based on the short story of the same name, which appears in the 6th volume of his Books of Blood series. This hidden gem is a perfect blend of a thrilling detective story and a film noir with a recurring cult-based theme. It's a slow-burn, genre-twisting film that highlights the characters, including the cult members, giving the viewers a glance of their mysterious daily lives. Clive Barker's tasteful direction makes the entry into the world of magic, demons, and religion a smooth experience. Not to mention, he adds to it a touch of realism that enhances its thrill. Daniel Von Bergen did an incredible job playing Nix, and seemed like he was meant to be the leader of a cult all along, with his applauding performance. If you're looking to watch a cult-based movie, there is none better than Clive Barker's Lord of Illusions. The Devils, 1971. Set in the 7th century, The Devils portrays Cardinal Richelieu and his power-hungry entourage who want to take control of France. The cardinal and his sidekick have to destroy Father Grandier, the fortified town's priest, to do so. The duo devises a plan to harm his credibility, which results in the summoning of a witch hunter who was supposed to gather evidence against the priest before his trial. This British historical drama is based on Aldous Huxley's religious history of the famous Loudun exorcisms during Richelieu's time. What's more, several dialogues in this movie have been directly drawn from Huxley's work. Besides the nudity and violence that it portrays, there is a general overpowering tone of this film that grabs viewers' attention. It is an elegant direction by Ken Russell, and a truly provocative masterpiece portraying raw emotions. It is a technical and aesthetic paragon that gives the audience a fresh outlook into the occult from a pre-modern time, and a relentless sense of anarchy. It portrays that no matter how much time passes, all societies are guilty of harboring human arrogance and depravity. Midsommar, 2019. Danny and Christian are a young American couple facing relationship trouble. After a tragedy prevents them from ending their relationship, Danny accompanies Christian and his friends on a trip to a unique midsummer festival in a remote Swedish village. What begins as a carefree vacation takes a turn for the worse when the villagers invite their guests to partake in some disturbing activities. Midsommar is a 2019 folk horror film written and directed by Ari Aster, starring Florence Pugh, Jack Rayner, and William Jackson Harper. Ari Aster portrays creative camera work, remarkable cinematography, and an exciting narrative for this cult-based horror film. Its sound and gory visuals have a substantial impact on viewers that lingers within their minds long after it's over. If you have a liking towards a raw, cult-based storyline with isolation and insanity, this is the perfect watch. Furthermore, Florence Pugh's phenomenal acting and the film's other elements set it apart from mainstream supernatural horror. It has a traumatic undertone and is slightly artsy. It's evident from the beginning that the film has a slow, eerie vibe and contains characters with great psychological depth. Apostle, 2018. Set at the beginning of the 20th century, Thomas Richardson travels to a remote island to rescue his sister after she is mysteriously kidnapped by a religious cult demanding a ransom for her safe return. Soon, viewers learn that the cult will regret harming Thomas and his sister as he digs up all the dirt he can to uncover the cult's dark secrets. This 2018 period horror film contains a beautiful setting and good cinematography. Michael Sheen and Dan Stevens portray excellent performances, and the CGI special effects make it easy on the eyes. The film's dominant theme appears to be man's corruption of religion and is evoked remarkably, accompanied by the occultist tone. It contains thematic similarities to other cult-based classics and progresses at a decent pace. It is a well-directed film that showcases Celtic mythology used as a metaphor for gruesome violence and has the unique trait of appealing to both horror and fantasy fans alike. Ritual, 2013. A man receives a distressing phone call and arrives at a shady highway motel. There, he finds that his estranged wife has made herself some dangerous affiliations with a cult, and now the couple must deal with their wrath. Mickey Keating's 2013 debut portrays a gripping cult-based storyline accompanied by decent acting and a great deal of tension and suspense. It contains some eerie scenes and meaningful symbolism which attract the fancy of several viewers. Moreover, the film contains top-notch camera work and ambient lighting. Keating incorporates an excellent choice of actors and a unique soundtrack. Interestingly, the film provides character depth for most cult members, while implying the significance of their lives before joining the cult. Overall, it's a good low-budget film from a promising young writer and director.
And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.